Arsenal are cooking. It pains me to say this right now, but they actually are. They're not just beating teams, they are destroying teams. It's painful to watch, but they are very, very, very good right now. Manchester City show grit, show determination, and get another 3 points, making it back-to-back 1-0 wins in the Premier League, back-to-back clean sheets. We've got so much to get into. The Premier League title race is heating up. 3 teams genuinely could win the league this season. And there is only 2 points that separates first to third. If you're new to the channel, please go down like it says on the screen right now and smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. Show your support. Get down and tell me who's going to win the league. Will it be Arsenal? Will it be Klopp and Liverpool? Or would it be Pep to make it 4 in a row? But let's talk about Arsenal 4, Newcastle 1. And they are cooking. Look, it pains me to say this as a Spurs fan right now, but they're not just beating teams, they are destroying teams. 4 goals against Newcastle, 5 against Burnley, 5 against Palace, 6 against West Ham, 3 against Liverpool, 2 against Forest. I don't know what Arteta has done since getting back from their Dubai trip. They had a bit of a wobble and they deserved to lose against Porto in midweek, but they've bounced back. And it was men against boys today. Newcastle had 2 shots on target, 3 shots overall. Arsenal had 18 shots, 56% possession. Goals from Kai Havertz, Saka, Kiwior, and an own goal from Sven Botman. And the goal of the match though was Joe Willock's header, which was surprising, but. Arsenal are very, very good. And it pains me to say this because I can't stand them. But they genuinely might win the league. And that is an awful thought to begin with. But when you look at Man City right now, yes, they won today. Right. And they've made it back-to-back wins. 1-0 against Brentford at the Etihad midweek. And they've won again today at the Vitality at Bournemouth. But something's not that they're winning games and they're showing grit and determination because at times Bournemouth put the pressure on today and Man City had to win. Bournemouth had 13 shots against Man City. City only had 2 more. And now in the past, we've seen City go to the likes of Bournemouth and absolutely steamroll them. They beat them 6-1 at the Etihad this season. But I don't know. When you look at Arsenal and you look at Man City, they look like Arsenal are playing expansive, fast, liquid football, and they are firing on all cylinders. Man City look like they're not struggling to win games because they by far were the better team today, but they're not scoring as many goals as they were 3 or 4 months ago. This is a Man City team which genuinely could win 4 leagues in a row, but 1 goal against Chelsea, 1 goal against Brentford, 1 goal against Bournemouth, 2 goals against Everton. 2 goals against Sheffield United. They're very, very strong defensively, but they're not the team we've seen in recent years. And when you look at Arsenal, yes, they lost against Porto and they deserve to lose, but they are obliterating everyone in their path. They've scored more than 20 goals in the last 5 games. And people can say, oh, yeah, but it's only Crystal Palace or it's West Ham. You still can only beat what's in front of you. Now, I've seen Tottenham dismantle Newcastle today, so that's nothing new. Newcastle just aren't nowhere near the level. And they've conceded 45 goals in the league this season, which is a lot. They've scored 54 Newcastle, but they've conceded more goals than West Ham, more goals than Brighton, more goals than United, Spurs, Villa, the top 3. They've conceded more goals than Fulham, than Wolves, than Palace, than Brentford, than Everton. They are conceding goals galore, but Arsenal flexed their muscles today and showed why they are in this title race. And for me, it's the most exciting the title race has been in a long, long time. For the first time in nearly a decade, we've got 3 teams who genuinely could win the league. Who's going to blink first? Who's going to crumble first? It's fascinating. All 3 teams, Liverpool, weren't at their best against Luton, but scored 4 goals. They weren't at their best against Brentford, but scored 4 goals. They weren't at their best against Burnley, but scored 3. They scored 4 against Chelsea. They are scoring a lot of goals, Liverpool. They've scored 63 goals in 26 games. And when you look at Liverpool's fixtures they've got coming up as well, of course, they play the cup final tomorrow, and they've got Southampton in the FA Cup. Right, but they've got a comfortable tie against Sparta Prague in the Europa League. Their next 4 Premier League games are Forest away, the big one, which is Manchester City, Everton away, Brighton at home, Sheffield United at home, Palace at home, Fulham away. Like Liverpool generally could just keep on winning games. I mean, you look at Arsenal's games up until Manchester City, they've got a very favourable run, whereas Man City actually have the hardest run out of any team in that title race right now. They've still got to play United. They've still got to play Arsenal. They've still got to play Liverpool. Still got to play Villa. Still got to play Spurs. You know, it's absolutely fascinating right now. But I'm just happy we've got a very, very open title race. But right now, I don't know. Liverpool will fancy themselves because all the big games they've got a player at home. Man City will fancy themselves because it's Guardiola and he's been there, seen it, and done it, and he's the best manager in the world. There's no beating around that. And Arsenal will fancy themselves because right now they're playing such attractive football that they're just battering everyone. And I think that's a very, very interesting topic. Let me know down below, who do you think is going to win the Premier League? Like, it's Arsenal will also fancy themselves because they've got less games to play comparing it to Manchester City. Liverpool are still in 4 competitions. Man City is still in 3. Arsenal have only got to play these Premier League games and the Champions League. And if they lose against Porto, then Arsenal will probably be favourites for the league because they're only going to have, 13 games left this season or 12 games left. So they'll just look at it as 12 cup finals. But look, it's a very, very interesting topic. It really is. And right now, they'll be going into every game with the confidence that they are just, they're so strong defensively. They've only conceded 23 goals. And the performance tonight against Newcastle, like I said, it was men against boys. For the first 70 minutes, Arsenal were in absolute cruise control, And he took off the likes of Martinelli. He took off the likes of Havertz. He took off the likes of Saka, Jorginho. He's protecting the players. Arteta's giving minutes to Trossard and Ketia, Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, El Neni. And they absolutely battered Newcastle for 85 minutes there. Newcastle showed a bit of grit and determination last 5-6 minutes, but the game was already done then. And it's a Newcastle team that I'd be worried if I was a Geordie right now because they're just so inconsistent. 1 minute they're, beating Villa at Villa Park. The next minute they're conceding 4 goals against Luton. The next minute, they're getting battered by Arsenal. The next minute they're conceding 4 goals to Liverpool. Very inconsistent team. But look, right now, the Premier League title race is fascinating. I am still going to back Manchester City because they've got the experience. They've been there. They've seen it and done it. But they will not want to go in and play that Liverpool game because Liverpool win that game, then for me, they're probably going to win the league. But look, let me know your thoughts down below. Who is going to win the Premier League? Just anyone but Arsenal. We are out. Thank you all for watching. See you soon.